Okay, queen, I just wanted to open you. I don't need you to explode everywhere. Oh my god, now I'm nervous. Holy shit. This is scary. Hell yeah. Cheers and welcome to what I read in the month of July, or reading wrap up. July. Welcome to my July reading wrap up. So, cheers. I've been slacking off for this video and I haven't been recording my reactions to books that I have finished, so I've already kind of failed this reading wrap up, but I do remember most of them. I remember most, I think. So the first book that I read this month was The Roughest Draft by Emily Wibberley and Austin Sigmund Baraka. I don't know. And I put read in quotation marks because technically I listened to this. I listened to this as an audiobook. I've heard good things about it. It's about these two authors that were like co-authoring together, and then one day they came out with this super successful book, and then something happens where they have a falling out, and it's like technically their book deal, they were supposed to have like a 2 or 3 book deal. I think it was just only 2 books. They had done 1 book deal, but then they had their falling out and they still have to do their other book deal. And it's like so many years later, I think. And finally they're gonna do their second book. But they are not really talking to each other. They don't really get along and all that, and so yeah, it's just kind of them kind of reconnecting. It's really cute because you find out they like write each other in the books. Basically they kind of describe each other because the book that they're writing is a romance novel, and they kind of write each other as like the main characters, and it's just really cute. I thought this book was good. I really enjoyed it. Like I said, I listened to it. So it's Kat and Nathan, and it tells the perspectives of each of the characters, so you get dual perspectives, and it was really cool because the audiobook that at least I listened to, when it was Kat's point of view, it would be read by one speaker, narrator, that's the word. It would be spoken by a girl narrator, and then it was Nathan's point of view, it would be like a boy narrator. So it was really cute, and I actually really liked that little small detail. But yeah, I really enjoyed it. I gave it a good 4 stars. There wasn't much to it. It was really cute, and I really did enjoy it. I would recommend reading it. So the next book that I read was The Fine Print by Lauren Asher. I actually read this on my Kindle. So yeah, I read The Fine Print by Lauren Asher, which is the Dreamland Billionaire series about these 3 brothers, and their grandpa kind of owned, it's kind of like Disney World or Disneyland or whatever. This story follows, each book follows each brother, but this one is about the youngest brother called Rowan. At the beginning of this book, we find out that Rowan's grandfather is passed away, and he has left each of the brothers little notes giving them tasks so they can basically get their share of the money. So they'll get they have this task they have to keep up with, and if they don't, then they will lose their assets of the company, which is like billions of dollars that they would lose out on. So Rowan's task is to be the director of Dreamland and kind of figure out what are the problems and what can be improved on at Dreamland. And then when he's doing this, he meets Zara, and she is an employee at Dreamland, and she is just so cute. She is so like happy all the time. She's so optimistic. She's like, if you go to Disney World and you see a cast member who is just amped up to like 6,000, you know what I'm talking about. Like, you go and you see these cast members and like, wow, they love what they're doing, and you can tell they love what they're doing. That's basically her. She loves what she's doing, and she's just so happy and so optimistic, and she's so cute. Well, Rowan is very like serious, and he doesn't like people to get close to him because he's been through some shit. It's definitely a Grumpy Sunshine trope. I thought this book was really good. It kind of surprised me because, one, the cute little covers that everybody has is not the cover I had on my Kindle. This is Kindle Unlimited. Did not have some weird man on it, and I said, sir, what are you doing on my book? Get out of here. I liked this book. I thought it was really good. I give it 4 stars. I definitely recommend. Plus I loved how like it was like a Disney-esque type of romance, I guess. I don't know. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was really cute. This next book is weird, but it was good. But it was a very weird romance. And that book is The Dead Romantics by Ashley Poston. This is the lady, if you don't know who Ashley Poston is, she wrote like Geekerella, Princess and the I keep thinking Princess and the Porn Star, and I know that's not right. Somebody needs to write that. That would be good. Princess and the Fangirl, that's that one. And then Bookish and the Beast, she wrote like that little series. And this is, I think, her first adult romance. This book is about Florence, and she is a ghostwriter for a like really popular novelist. And one day she is going to meet her new editor. She's just really nervous about meeting this new editor, and she's like, oh my god, like I have to make sure this guy likes me, like blah 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 blah. She really quickly finds out that damn, he's really hot, and she just kind of makes a show of it, and she kind of makes a fool of herself, and it's like whatever, okay. One day she gets a call and she needs to return back home, and her family is not like the average family. They own a they're morticians, they own a funeral home. And yeah, and also a little quirky thing about Florence is she can see ghosts. One day she sees a ghost that she never thought she would see, and she's really confused on why he is there. This is a fun book. It's a little weird. Like the romance aspect is kind of weird, and but it's also very sad because it is very, very grief heavy. This is also the first book that I decided I wanted to tab because of this one line. I did my best work between 10 at night and 5 in the morning, when most normal people were either asleep or getting down to business. And then in parentheses it says, to defeat the Huns. And then another parentheses, sex. I mean sex. I thought that was so funny. I don't know why I because this, like I said, this book is very grief heavy. There are some funny, cute moments in this book because obviously it's a romance still, but it is definitely more grief heavy, trying to move on past a death. I really enjoyed it. I'm gonna give it a 4 stars only because I did think the romance was a little weird. I mean, I got it. I mean, I get it, and it was kind of cute, but it was also weird. So I don't know. Next book I read was This Summer I Turned Pretty by Jenny Han. I know I'm kind of late on this trend. I'm almost late to everything, but I read it. I read the first book. I haven't read any of the other ones. To be honest, I don't know if I really want to read the rest of the series because I've already kind of been spoiled by TikTok. I'm on the Summer I Turned Pretty TikTok side. I don't know why. If you don't know what The Summer I Turned Pretty is, I mean, you've been living under a rock. But it's about this girl named Belly, and every summer her and her family go to this beach house with her mother's best friend's family. It was really cute. I really did enjoy it. It was you did get like the summer vibes. Like Jenny Han, in the beginning of the story, she very accurately describes like whenever you're going down to the beach house and like passing all the stores that you've seen like a million times, and you'll go throughout the summertime, and the smell of like salt, and oh my god. The only complaint I have about the first story, and I've seen a lot of people also complain about it, is that Belly is just, what's the word, whiny? I guess she's really like, she like whines about like every single inconvenience that she has, and I feel like some of them are very valid. Like she feels left out from her brothers from the boys. Like she feels left out from the boys. Like I get that. But then there's like other parts of the story that like she like explodes, or she just gets super like mad for like no reason. I feel like she just complains or she gets frustrated or whatever in parts that didn't really, like, I didn't understand why. It was just kind of like, why are you, girl, calm down, like, why are you getting mad? But then I have to think she is like 15 in this book. Fun little fun fact in this is her real name is Isabel, and if you didn't know, my real name is Isabel, and I thought that was really cool. I was like, bro, we're basically the same person, but like not really. If you have the same name as me, I automatically assume you're just like me, so me and Belly are the same person at this point. I give this 4 stars. I almost gave it 3 stars because I don't know, some parts of it I was like, I felt like the whininess of her was kind of annoying because you're stuck in Belly's head the whole story and you go back and forth between summers of when they stayed and stuff, and when she was younger you can kind of tell like she's kind of low-key annoying, but like she's also just young, like she's just like whatever. So I kind of was like, I just kind of looked past it and was like whatever. Definitely 4 stars because it just gives you the beach summer vibes, and it was so perfect and it was so good, and I actually did really enjoy this. That's all I can catch you up on right now. Let's see what else I get to in the month of July. Time to talk about some more books that I read. Excuse my appearance. Just don't talk about it in the comments, okay? Thank you. So I have finished some books that I haven't talked about yet for this wrap up, and we need to get with that. If you haven't seen my 24-hour readathon, I read for 24 hours, and these are the books that I finished in that 24-hour readathon. The first book that I read in the readathon was Terms and Conditions by Lauren Asher. This is part of the Dreamland Billionaire series and whatnot. You see the cover is not cute. He's not cute. I don't like it when they have the man on it. It's weird. It freaks me out. I'm just gonna pop in the picture of the cute cover. So this series is about a group of brothers, and each book follows one of the brothers, and this one is about the oldest brother named Declan. If you've read the fine print, it explains a little bit more of the beginnings, but technically you could read this as a solo book. It just explains a little bit of like the backstory, like of what's going on. In his letter, Declan's grandfather says that he needs to have a wife and kids to become the CEO of the company. He does not care about love. He doesn't want to be in love. He doesn't want to have love. Like, he doesn't care. Everything to him is a contractual thing. So he makes Iris try to find him a wife and make her sign a contract. They will legally be his wife, but he's not in love with her, if that makes sense. At last minute though, the person that she finds to be his contractual wife has dropped out and says that she don't want to be a part of it. So for a last ditch effort to save his inheritance, Iris offers herself up to be the wife. Yeah. And I really enjoyed this one. This one is so good. I really enjoyed it. I liked this one better than the fine print, in my opinion. I thought their chemistry was just so good. I'll give you some of the tropes that are in here. It's fake dating / fake marriage, forced proximity, grumpy sunshine, sort of. I mean, she is a sunshine in her sense, not as grumpy sunshine as the fine print was, but I'm still gonna say it's more grumpy sunshine. And I just loved the story. It was so good. I loved Iris. She is one of my favorite female protagonists. She is so good. And I even loved Declan. Declan was so complex as well, and you could just tell that they cared so much for each other. And also they're an interracial couple, which I think is amazing. And yeah, it's great. I love this one. I gave it 5 stars because I very much enjoyed this one. It is very good, fantastic. So the next book that I read that was part of my readathon was The Great Gatsby by F. Scott Fitzgerald. Let me just tell you, this little hoe is 180 pages. It's this big. Like, it's tiny. So I was like, okay, if it's tiny, I feel like it's going to be really fast paced because the author is only going to have so much to work with. Like, there's only going to be so much that's going to happen because it's short. It's like not going to be drawn out, right? Right? Absolutely not. This was interesting because I wouldn't say that this is bad. Like, honestly, maybe it's just because it's different whenever you read classics for pleasure versus when you read classics for work or for school or whatever. It's different. That's why it's like, ew, you're reading a classic. It's different, okay? I don't know if I would have enjoyed this if I had read it for school, because I feel like the first, let me think, probably this much of the book, like this little tiny part, really like I was not expecting. So this kind of big part of here is very school analysis-esque book. Like you have to, like, it'll give you themes and it's kind of boring, but it's like whatever. But it did get good. So I'm kind of conflicted on what I rated this. I actually rated this a 3.75. To me, it wasn't fully 3 stars, but it also wasn't fully a 4-star, but I leaned more towards 4 stars because I did enjoy the writing. I mean, obviously the writing's good, and the end of it really made up for it. Plus, it's just short, so I was like, you know what? I'm not gonna give it a full 4 stars, but 3.75. That's good enough for me. The next book that I read was Love and Gelato by Jenna Evans Welch. So this story is about a girl named Lena, and her mom has passed away, and her mom's like wish was for her to go meet her father and live with him in Italy. This story just really tells about her kind of processing her mom's death, and through these journals that she leaves behind, and she kind of reminisces about her mom. And she also meets this boy, and his name is Ren, I think, or it's, yeah, and he also kind of follows her and helps her try to find some things that are happening in her mom's journal and kind of tell stories, and they're just so cute. This is a YA romance about Lena and Ren, and it was really good. I actually enjoyed it a lot. There were some like good plot twists though in this too. I kind of knew something was happening, but I didn't exactly know what was gonna happen, but I kind of figured something wasn't completely right and stuff. But it's cute. I liked it. There's not much else to it. It's a good fluffy YA romance. I gave it a 4 stars. I liked it a lot. It was cute. Writing's good. And so the last book I have right now is I read Cinder by Marissa Meyer. This is a YA sci-fi story and about this girl named Cinder, and she is a mechanic, and she's also a cyborg. Freaking sick, bro. One day she meets the prince, and the prince wants her to fix the his like android or whatever, and so she fixes a little robot and stuff, and they get to know each other. But there's also something else happening, and there is a sickness going around that is affecting the people of Earth like really, really bad. And I think that's pretty much all I can tell you without spoiling the rest. I know I spoil quite a lot because I can't keep my mouth shut, but I'll just leave it at that. I liked this. I really did enjoy it. It was very fast-paced. It's good. Obviously, it's YA. I honestly haven't read that much sci-fi before, so I thought this was going to be fantasy, but it is more sci-fi-y, sorta. It is a series. It's part of the Lunar Chronicles series, and I kind of want to keep reading because I'm a little bit invested, but I am not sure if I will read it anytime soon. Like, obviously Cinder, it's kind of based off of a Cinderella story. Sort of. There's some intersection between the Cinderella story. I did enjoy this. I gave it a 4 stars. I liked the writing. I liked the story. I thought it was interesting. I liked a good spin on a fairy tale that's very well beloved. So yeah, I enjoyed it a lot. That are all the books that I have read from my readathon. I don't know if I'll be reading any other books. Okay, I don't know if I'm going to be able to read another book. But if I do, then I will see you at the next book. And if I don't, then I'll see you at the end. Hi, I just wanted to say that I did not read anything else for the month of July, and I wanted to end this so I can get this video up on time. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys in my next video very, very soon. And yeah, goodbye.